of course, let's have an account acquisition effort, but we need to have, I think the primary effort should be on our existing customers.
Or a balanced effort at least.
A balanced effort at least.
Welcome back. I've got Stephen Norman with me again. Hello, Stephen.
Hey, John. Good to see you again.
Great series of discussions, thank you. And what I really want to talk about now is the dichotomy I see in a lot of organisations on this subject of getting your sales capability right is putting all the focus on generating new business.
Sure.
And here we have a customer base that typically can generate a lot more business for us, but aside from that, are really the mainstay of our company business. And if we leave that alone, we're going to screw up just focusing on new business. We're screwing up great opportunities.
Yeah, we definitely need to get the balance right there, John. And winning new business and acquisition and prospecting, it's like the shiny object of the sales world in the last few years. There must be so many stories, so much material on the internet about this prospecting technique, or if I craft an email this way and that way. And I think it's the pendulum swung much too far in that direction.
And what we then start talking about hunters and farmers and putting all the hunters on the new business and the farmers on the existing business. And isn't that so unsophisticated? Eh?
It is for today's market. And we've got to understand, everyone knows intuitively existing customers are more profitable than winning new customers. But I don't think a lot of companies really take that on board fully and may not realize that new customers take between, depending on your industry, between 5 and 25 times more cost and more effort.
And more time.
Than taking care of an existing customer and getting more business from there. I get brought into a lot of organizations because they're looking for growth. And the sales leader will often say to me, Steve, we really need help with a prospecting or an account acquisition activity to get our growth going again. And what I'll often find is, if I look at their top 20, top 30, top 50 accounts and how much share of wallet they have and how much line of business expansion opportunity they've got, they've probably got an opportunity for 30, 40, 50% growth for the next 2, 3, 4 years working on that account base versus putting all their eggs in this account acquisition bucket, if you like.
Which is going to cost you more. The cost of sales is much higher. Therefore, the margins are less ultimately.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, let's have an account acquisition effort. But we need to have, I think the primary effort should be on our existing customers.
Or a balanced effort at least.
A balanced effort at least. And our goal's got to be with those existing customers is not just to get a sale or get more sales. We want to take them to the pinnacle of being an active customer advocate for our company and our solutions. That will be, we know if a customer is singing our praises from the rooftops, it's worth 100 salespeople saying it.
As you know, I know Joanne Black, the queen of referral selling in the US, and I've had a number of discussions with Joanne, and she quotes some amazing numbers. If you can get a properly structured referral, you get about a 70% close rate or more on properly structured referrals, versus a 3% on prospecting and so on through a normal prospecting. So look, this makes a lot of sense, and if we're not focusing our organisation on really, one, growing our existing customer base, but two, making them advocates and leveraging those for our new business much more effectively than what a lot of organisations do, we're just missing a golden opportunity.
We are, and again, like a lot of our topics, John, it goes beyond sales, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's got to come from the top that we're really going to focus on our existing customers. We're going to make them advocates. We're going to nurture them. We're going to resource, because often what happens is once some companies, they win accounts and then those accounts are sort of parked somewhere. You could say like with the farming group or something, and they sort of get forgotten about. It's not glamorous to work there. But smart companies are forming customer success teams.
Well, the other thing is in the world has changed a lot, particularly in the way in which products are delivered and services are delivered. So it's all as a service now,
Sure.
Whether it's technology and a whole lot of different industries. And we no longer get this massive order and all the revenue up front. We'll get a commitment to revenue on a monthly basis. And so we can't afford to, we're not getting all the revenue up front, we can't afford, things I hate is seeing a great salesperson that's created enormous value through the sales process for the customer, and the customer loves them.
Yes.
It closes the deal, and you're now on to the next new deal. You haven't got time to spend on this customer. We'll put a rep in there, or a service rep that will sort of look after the customer. And the customer is going to be bitterly disappointed.
It's got to be managed very carefully. I really want to see the account executive maintain a relationship with that customer. Even if there's a customer success group or customer success officer or person going to take over all the day-to-day management of that account, satisfying. We don't want our AEs caught up in that, but we want the AEs to maintain some executive relationship, be involved with the QBRs, be involved in expanding our business in that account for sure.
One of the things we spoke about earlier about the sales organisation and getting the culture in place and so on, this is really relevant to that. So often I see so much effort putting into sales process and sales approach and culture, etc., all focused on new business. And we have a sales rep or a relationship rep looking after the customer, existing customers, without any thought with how the processes work there. We don't have account plans and so on and so forth. And therefore we have another dichotomy between the organisation. To me, looking after a customer and the processes we follow have got to be have the same rigour around them and the same value through the process as in new business.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise it's going to be like the leaky bucket, right? We're going to be throwing new accounts in from this account that aren't very profitable in the early days. And out the bottom of the bucket is our profitable, good customers. And we're not really thinking about it. We think, okay, we've got to get more new accounts. We've got to do more prospecting. And that's a really slippery slope.
Well, I think with the world of customer experience, a lot of companies are addressing that and have improved it quite dramatically. But you're right. A lot of our business growth can come from existing customers. We sometimes lose sight of that. And secondly, our existing customers have to be the base of our advocacy in going to new business.
They should be our growth engine. Our existing customers should absolutely be our growth engine.
Great discussion. I hope you got value out of that, and we'll get Stephen back to talk more on this subject very shortly.
Thanks, John.